Welcome to this look at, quite simply, a phenomenal new mod map on Farming Simulator 25 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on BR163 MS Brazil by Oito, and I meant what I said on the thumbnail. Please do not switch off. You need to watch this. I remember doing the map tour on BR163 on FS25, and it was okay. It was an alright map, yeah, you know, it was right. Oito has worked their magic on this. Well, let's just get on with it because it's incredible. 799.46 megabytes download, and you'll think, well, that's a lot. There's 2 required mods, only 2, and they download automatically. The map looks like this, and it's the texturing, the level of detail, the custom everything that's on the map, the sound effects, the things you can see, the tasks you can do over and above farming. If you don't want to do them, you don't have to do them, but there's plenty of farming that can be done as well. Contracts are available. There are no custom crops, but there are some additions to all of this. Field prices are, I guess, what you would probably expect for the size of the fields. You know, if you've got big fields, they're going to cost a lot of money. 1,606,000, 1,115,000, but then we come down to this, I suppose, the more rural side of things, if you want to consider that. 106, 64, so nothing too bad, you know. There's no periphery or verges of the map, but there's one plot I'm going to purchase, and it's this one here. Now, when we go through and we look at stuff that's in build mode, there's so much stuff added in. Again, so you might look and you think, well, the gas station that's one of the required mods is by Oito. Why has that not been added in by the map maker? And it's a conversation we've had before. I wouldn't worry about it because there's so much other stuff that's been added in over and above all of that by Oito, which is just incredible. So yeah, prices and stuff not too bad. We've got a quarry up here with some interesting stuff, which is all very nice. But let's go into build mode and we'll have a look down here. So under sheds, we've got some sheds added in over and above. We have got under silos. We've got, well, this is the large grain silo pack, but then we have got a couple there. We've got a bale and pallet storage, and we've got that one there. We have got under extensions, there is 1 or 2, I think, down the bottom. There we go, got these. That's pretty cool. And these, now these aren't actually out on the map yet, but they're available, which I love. I love that as an option. That's pretty cool. Nothing unconstructables, which is interesting. We'll get to that later on. What do we have under here? Oh yeah, so under here we got all this. We got 2 of these already on the map. So we've got a herbicide mixer and we've got a fertilizer mixer, and covered versions of the same thing. We've got water tanks as well, and then that's the gas station that's on the map. If we come to, was there anything under tools? I have got tools written down in my notes. Oh, there we go, way stations, farmhouses. There's a whole load of farmhouses added in, and then we go to, don't worry, it does continue. Under factories, I've put a question mark because these are they're not saying they're mods, but they are below where the standard stuff normally ends. But anyway, we've got these things here. Like I say, whether they are or not, I'm not 100% certain. If we come across to greenhouses, though, we've got a whole load of sort of South American greenhouses, and then the water tanks, which are also under containers, are added in there. So these greenhouses are pretty cool, like those. Come down and we've got under cows only, and this is a curiosity, right? So cow pasture. But I haven't found one on the map. So again, that could be there just for you to use if you want to, unless I've missed it. And I've kind of scoured around, and if I have missed it, I do apologise. But there is a cow pasture. If we come down to fences, we've got some fences added in down the bottom here. So this is all over and above required mods, which is brilliant. I have to say, it's a lot of stuff. And the other thing was paint textures. We've got an absolute load of paint textures and stuff added in as well for customizing of your maps. Absolutely awesome. Let's crack on with the tour itself then. There are 30 collectibles. Oh no, I did forget. There you go. Under equipment and machinery, under extra equipment, you need to know this. We've got concentrate for herbicide, concentrate for fertilizer. That goes into those 2 mixing units. We can buy rebar, silage additive, tools, mining equipment, and then we've got this here. Now that does diesel and ethanol, which will become important later on. And the other thing to show you as well, if we come down to our here, so now we bought that extra bit of land, we've got these 2. You do start with these 2 because on New Farmer we do start with the main farmer, that's where they are. If we go across to available, you'll see under bakery there's trash, and required is pallets. Now I know not everyone likes pallets, not everything requires them. But we've got biogas plant, brick factory, which has got some extra stuff in there. Bricks, cement bricks, concrete beams, roof plates and concrete slabs. Carpentry makes pallets, which is handy. Cement factory just does cement bags, but it's the things it requires: dirt, lime, pallets, tools and mining equipment. So all the stuff I've just shown you all becomes relevant. So anything that is a production that produces what's the best way of putting it, a food source, has trash as a byproduct, and that's important later on, I guess, if you look at that later on. Same with this, these require pallets and they give you out trash. We've got a food factory, which I suppose is like the canning factory-ish, but it does all sorts of stuff. Pretty much combines a whole load of things all together, oil mills and things, but we've got soybean oil in there as well, some extra stuff. Limestone production, stones, tools, mining equipment. Sawmill does planks, which is cool, and wood beams and all the stuff that we like. Spinnery, again, produces trash but requires pallets. And the sugar mill, you can do ethanol or sugar. So you can bring the sugarcane to it. Sugarcane and tools, you can make ethanol. And then for our sugar, we can bring sugarcane, pallet and tools, and then we get, so we get lots of byproducts. There's a whole ton of stuff. So let's crack on. We start at the bus stop. We've just been dropped off, which is very nice indeed. Football pitch around the back, and this is one of the ones where you can kick the ball. There is a scoreboard that you can reset. The ball is in the middle, so if you want to play football with your friends, you can. I'm just going to show you this over the wall because we've got a lot to get around, and I mean an absolute lot. So if I jump up there, just there, around the back of this building, that's the supermarket sell point. And when we look at the map, I'll show you. So we started here in the town. So we started here. So there's the football pitch. We just come around the back. So you get down the side of the road there. Actually, I could probably show you when I go around the other way, but that's all right. When I started making my notes, I wasn't sure what route I was going to take around that. Now, this is curious as well. We've got all of these here, plot 47, plot 46. None of these have sleep triggers on. They are all just plots you can purchase that have houses and stuff and gates and stuff. So if you want to go for a bit more immersion. Plot 47 is a little bus depot, bus station. Again, if you want to add a bit of storyline to it, there's not, you can't go into the building, there's no storage or anything like that, but it's there if you wanted to do that. If we come across the road, we have got, to get run over, bakery just here to purchase at the front, and around the back, if we open the gate here, we got the bakery, and that's the back of the fruit and veg shop. So that is fruit and vegetables sell point. So that's around the back of this building. Again, this is access from the side road just out there, but it was easier to come around the back just here. If we come along to the corner, it might be the next corner over. What's this corner? And that was the next one. We cross over. I think I might have done this in a pickup actually when I was doing it. I've come a bit further along than I wanted to. That's alright. So this one is carpentry, if I recall correctly. Yes, it is. Carpentry just here. Across the way, now this is weird because on the map this says Ben. Go to the map, look, Ben. Looks like it's in the corner of the building. Look, Bar Do Ben. Now I don't know if this opens at a certain time because I couldn't get a door to open. So I'm assuming maybe in the evenings that opens and Ben's inside the building because I couldn't access it. But the fact it says that above, I'm assuming that's what it is. And if we was round, is it around the side here? No, that's the bits I was going to show you there. Right, now we need to go around the back. So, because the rest we need to using a vehicle. Our pickup is in a little garage around the back. And it's around the back because we've been collecting some stuff. Some things we need for the farm. And this is what I mean, it's the sound effects, the look of it. And you wait till we start driving around. It staggered me. It's very cool. It's that thing of Zero Oito always goes the extra mile. And sometimes, oh, the maps are bonkers, they're a bit crazy. They are sometimes. This is sort of, I think, a muted, calmed down version of some of the ones we had on FS25. There's a forklift truck here. Our pickup is here, and it's already loaded up with some stuff. That is how it comes. I think that is ours as well. We can grab. That's just set out to grab at some point, but this is very cool, and there's a couple of these. So rather than just a pallet shop, this is the agricultural supply store. So we can do concentrated herbicide, concentrated fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, lime, solid fertilizer, silage additives, seed, and back again. So this is the stuff you need for your land agricultural supply. Let's grab the pickup and let's get around here. I'm trying to remember how I did this. Right, yes, I know what I did now. It's even down to the bins have all got trash bags, and I'd say I did little garbage bags, rubbish bags, depends on where you're from. I just see if you could pick those up. So that'd be pretty cool if you could just go around and collect those. It wouldn't let me. And what's also very cool is that all the potholes and stuff on the road as we go around, you'll see. Oh, sorry, I pulled out in front of them. But I'm sure they'll be okay with it. Maybe. I'm just going to whiz out here and do this one first because it makes their life a little bit easier. You'll see when we turn off the road, the level of detail on all the trackways, just wow, 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 wow. Right. So we've got our, our usual animal dealer, but it's not a usual animal dealer. It's built into the landscape, and the reason the slot count is so high on, or the megabyte download, should I say, is all the vehicles, the detail, the stuff that's on there, and the fact that the animal dealer is Katie's animal dealer. It says it on the sign. Slurry buy point, manure buy point just over here. Sell point at the animal dealer. And it's all that sort of stuff. Wheel loader and the thing. You don't get that on a lot of maps, It's all been added in. There's equipment and machinery. We've got our buy point for animals, and Katie's up on here. Waiting for, helping with animals, that kind of thing. These, spoiler alert, there's all sorts of things like this knocking around. These are collectibles. I won't collect one, so I don't want to give away the price, but look at this stuff. I just love it. I love the way it's done. So anyway, that's our animal dealer. Now, I made a mistake on my notes. I went and did something I shouldn't have done. I did it early. I've missed the restaurant. How have I missed? Where's the restaurant? We'll find it. And it's as well that all the vehicles and machinery that they're driving around are all custom. It's not all just base game plonk stuff. There's a lot of South American stuff. I mean, there are vehicles and stuff parked around, but it's like the coaches and things. It's just very, very cool. Now, we do have... Let me just check the map, because I've missed something. That was carpentry. Where was the... Oh, that was it. Have I missed the turning for that? No, it's down here, isn't it? Yeah, there you go. Restaurant. Signs on the front of the building. Restaurant sell point is round the back here. And David is just there. Then on from here. Done that. We looked at carpentry. We saw Ben's building. Right, now round down the back of here. So as well as the ag supply, this one here is construction materials to purchase. Click on that. Cement bricks, roof plates, rope, pallet, tools, mining equipment, rebar, concrete beam, concrete slab, bricks, planks. All the stuff you might need for any type of construction work, and some of the things you require for running quarries and bits and bobs, which is also very cool. So if you don't want to spend the time running the productions to produce all that stuff, whereas on previous versions of the game you kind of had to, you can come and buy them if you want to. So it kind of takes away that element of, it's so annoying when they force you to do that. If you don't want to make pallets, come and buy some. Nothing to stop you doing that. Around the back of that, we've got the sell point just here for building materials. So you had building material store and building material sell point. That's just there through the gates. Next to that, we've got the spinnery. And again, look at it. It's all custom made. Spinnery's just there. We looked at the productions and we saw the sort of buildings. Lorries with stuff on. It adds so much immersion to what's going on. Now, some of this is similar to the previous version of this, but most of it is not. This map has been changed so much. Apart from the road, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure on the previous version of this, on BR163, the road ran across this way. And you had a northern part of the map and a southern part of the map. I'm pretty sure it did. There wasn't a roundabout that I recall, so the map has been massively changed. So that's why I put on there, you need to watch this, because this is one of those maps that has had such an overhaul, such a massive overhaul. Dairy is just down there, in that building here, which can be purchased. Again, it's on it's a bit of land just here. That is a production, not just a sell point, which is very cool. We saw that in the productions menu a little while ago. Come a bit further along, there is a little yard here. You don't get a sleep trigger or anything when you purchase it. I did purchase it off screen, and the water tower didn't look like it had a trigger on it, but it's a big old covered area in the courtyard there. It's massive. Next up is the biogas plant, and again, just completely fitted in. Oh yeah, just noticed that. Didn't notice that on my tour. Matt may get an update. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be attached to or where that's supposed to be attached, but anyway, yeah. Possibly we'll get an update. Biogas plant is just up here. This is fairly pricey. I haven't bought it again because if we come down to here and go into our menu, our biogas plant is up there, so we know it's manure, silage, slurry and sugar beet cut. There's nothing over and above, not like potatoes and corn, and sometimes you get extra stuff you can bring to these. It's, I say, fairly standard, but that is the biogas plant, and I think it was 1.1, was it? I can't remember what it was going to cost. 1.3, okay, 1,396,000, nearly 397,000. Go back to our map. So we're now down here at the biogas plant, and we are going to go, because the next bit, again, it just absolutely blew my mind. When I did the mod review the other day, say the other day, probably a few weeks ago now, it was before FarmCon, yeah, it was a few weeks ago, of Omatana's Constructible. And I was saying I think that was the first modded Constructible that we had in the mod hub as an additional thing for making her like sort of shed farmhouse type thing, which is very, very cool. You know, it's absolutely awesome that, I know, I said that I and Tyler had chatted about it when we were at FarmCon the year before, asking if when FS25 came out with Constructibles, would modders be able to do it? Well, let's get up here. And again, you might be one of those people like, oh, it's ridiculous, it's not farming, and that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Of course they are. But I love the fact it's added in. You don't have to use it if you don't want to, but it's absolutely fantastic. I keep looking out for a patch of land that might have some fencing, that might have some stuff that looks like a cow pasture, but I haven't seen one. So we come up here, because you look at the map and you think, oh, that's cool. When you actually check the map, look at this. Wooden bridge construction. First thing required, tools. And look at all the detail of here. So you actually have to construct the bridge. A construction job. I might play on this map because I want to see what that looks like when it's done. This is actually, I'm looking for a new map. This might be it. So yeah, we are here. So construction of a wooden bridge, and there'll be a whole lot of stuff it will require that you'll need to bring over time. That is fantastic, but it doesn't stop there. So okay, well let's whiz along to the next bridge, shall we? It's a little bit like the Three Little Pigs, isn't it? When the wolf comes along. One built out of straw, one built out of, you know, one was brick, one was concrete and rebar. No, it's like that. That's the wooden bridge, and then we come on to the next bridge. This is concrete bridge, and the concrete bridge isn't done either. That needs building. So this will also require a load of stuff to build the concrete bridge. Again, how cool is that? Required materials first up, tools. And then it's going to be things like the rebar, the concrete slabs, all the things that we've seen in the various different productions you can either buy or produce yourself. That, absolutely brilliant. I love that as a feature. I think it's so clever. And the fact everything just blends in so neatly. The map itself has got that blend right. I know it's early in the morning. You do actually start 6:30 in the morning on here rather than 8. Most maps it's 8 o'clock you start. This one's you start 6:30, so there's a bit of low-lying mist around the water. And you can see why they're building new bridges, because when you get to this one you stop and you think, oh hell no. Ain't nobody got time for that. And it's this. And I must admit I looked and thought, I'm not sure I can get over that. That's quite wide. If you get it just right, you'll be fine. So you can cross over the bridge here. There is a bridge, don't worry. And if we follow this all the way back along, be careful because it's kind of camouflaged. When you turn there, I saw all the bushes and I only saw the gate at the very last minute. Just here. There we go. So this brings us to the sawmill, and again, not your average sawmill, built into the landscape, has a nice vibe to it. No, it is here as well, but it's all the equipment and machinery, the South American style vehicles, wheel loaders, it's all that immersion. So this is your sawmill. From here, I've got to remember this opens inwards. There we go. We go out here. So we're at the very south east. Yes. No. Hang on, where are we? Yes, we are. I was forgetting the orientation of the map for a moment then. This is the garbage dump. So the garbage dump out here, any of the productions that give you trash bags, garbage bags, I looked down the list of things under the prices menu. There might be other stuff, but that was the only thing I could see. I had a quick sort of flick through. So if you get garbage bags as a you know, a byproduct of any of the productions you're running, you can bring them here at the garbage dump. We come down the track here. We come to Walter's farm. So Walter is here for chats and cups of tea, but I love, again, it's done like a farm. Now I did look here as well, and I bought this entire plot because I thought, okay, it might make sense it was here, but it wasn't here either. What's cool about this is, look, it's got pigs in the yard. You can't buy these. This plot of land here, if we go, we're on farmland, that buys that whole plot, and I bought it off camera, and yeah, it didn't give me any extra triggers, didn't give me an animal pen or anything like that. They're just in his yard, and I love that. It's a nice immersive feature. Walter's farm equipment and machinery, and again, you can't use any of this, it's just here as decorative. And Walter's just in here, but Walter's a very generous host. If you come and you have a cup of tea, and you sit into the evening, you might decide, you know what, let's just chill out, have a barbecue, have a couple of wobble pops. He's got a guest room. That's cool. So that's Walter and Walter's guest room. And it says that on the map, it says guest room, I'm not making it up. Why would I? So from here, we're going to take a bit of a drive. We're not going to go back through the yard, we're actually going to cut across, because this is the other side of the concrete bridge, or the wooden bridge. Can't remember. Concrete bridge. So we're actually going to cut down the side of this field here. I have to make sure I don't topple over. That's when I was doing my practice run through to make my notes. I came a cropper, not at this bit, somewhere later on, and it was really frustrating because I was quite a way out. So this will bring us back down to, or should bring us back to, if I don't hit a tree, whoa, the track here. So we go back across the rickety bridge. It's not that rickety, but you know what I mean. So, I do apologise in advance if you hear any extraneous noises. It's not construction going on here. My next door neighbours next door but one are having, I don't know, they're having an extension built or a conservatory, or I'm not quite sure, on the back of the house. There's been a little bit of building work here and there. A couple of guys have been doing some stuff, but they had a load of building supplies delivered yesterday, and I got up this morning and came out early-ish to try and get on with this, because I've got a ton of stuff to do. Busy day today, a lot going on, and yeah, there was loads of timbers being dropped and put down, so I don't know whether or not they're going to be cracking on with construction today. So we might get saws and drills and bits and bobs, so I thought I wanted to try and get this done quick. I don't know if there's going to be mods today. If there are going to be mods today, when they're going to drop, no idea. But I'll get onto that as soon as I possibly can, if there are any. So, this is our start farm. If we come back to the map, so we started here in the main town, and we did all the stuff here in the main town. I went, so we did these few bits first, and I grabbed the pickup from there. We went out and we did the animal dealer, then we came back down, did the rest of the stuff in the town, out there, dairy, down across there, past that little yard. Like I say, if you buy that plot there, which is 411, there's no sleep triggers or anything, but it's there, it's available. Biogas plant there, then we came across there to the wooden bridge, across there to the concrete bridge, out there to the bridge, although it's not actually showing a bridge. I thought it might be a ford, but across there, sawmill, garbage dump, Walters, back along here, back across, and we are now here. So as I showed at the start, this bit here, 315,912, so on farm management start from scratch. You won't own the land, and also you won't own any of the equipment machinery other than the pickup. So slot count, it's 1,599 on New Farmer. On farm management start from scratch, 1,509, so 90 slots less, and you only start with the pickup. Just as I said that, they've started drilling brilliant stuff, or sanding or sawing or something. Anyway, so just in here we've got our sleep trigger and our wardrobe trigger just there. And then if we come around the back here, we've got some nice little features and details. We've got this little cubby hole here, and this has got a little bench on it for putting tools, spray can, horse brush, little barbecue pit area. I'm not saying whether there is or isn't a collectible there, potentially. Our couple of tractors just here, harvester, header trailer, auger wagon, chaser bin, however you refer to it, corn header, front loader equipment and weight. Just here we've got, well, it's obviously a sheep and goat pen, but at the moment that's just got goats in it, 20. We've got 20 out of a potential 34 goats, and we have already got a pallet of goat milk just around the side. Oh, that's weird. When I did my prep, there was a pallet there. Okie dokie. We've got planter, seeder across the back, water tank, sprayer. We've got roller, That's probably not supposed to be out here. I'm not sure what well, okay, that's weird. Cultivators, front Gutler Matador type thing. And then these are... Oh, actually, you know what I'll do? Let's bring her over, seeing as we're driving through the yard anyway. Might as well unload some stuff. We've got our liquid fertiliser and our herbicide production plants, which require water and these concentrates. So what we'll do is undo the tension straps, drive across the back of these, let those unload. It won't take everything, but that's fine. There we go. And if we just click on those, so you can see one of them, and we had them on was it Evergreen Valley? A few of Zero Oito's maps on FS22, but these have been revamped and done. So there we go, concentrated fertiliser, and then water goes in, turn them on, and you get your liquid fertiliser. 5,500 liquid fertiliser, 1,444 cycles per month. Nice. Silo behind us is a multi-fruit silo. This is 1 million litres. Yeah, multi-fruit. Awesome. Quite a big facility for quite a small farm, but it's there and it's yours. I haven't tried removing any buildings or anything anywhere. I think you probably can. Obviously the goats, you'd have to remove the goats first, but I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to. We need to go out now to this trackway and run right the way up the outside. Now there is a sliver of land to the right where the river comes up. See over there's some forestry. Down to the right in a moment there's a little track that runs down. It looks like a little ford, maybe a little bridge. We might have to have a whiz down and have a look. I kind of looked on the map and then thought, oh, I must remember to mention that, and I didn't write it on my notes, but I've just suddenly remembered. Now if we come over here, there's a little... Where is it? I was doing the prep on this quite late last night. So I said yesterday I was doing the mod reviews. They've dropped a map and I had a load of stuff to do. Have I gone past it? Oh no, nearly there. So, this winds down here. Oh yeah, it's kind of a... Oh, like the wooden... Oh, look at that. The wooden bridge has collapsed into the water, so it is kind of a ford. You can see where the pillars were and it's dropped in. That's very cool, and that takes you across the forestry bit the other side. It's little bits like that. And look at... Is that not just... The light coming through the trees there? Spectacular. Now, let's jump back in here and we shall continue on our journey. Right. And there's so much more as well. Oh! What did I not show? Oh no, that's right, it's not here. I suddenly thought I've missed something at the start farm. I haven't. It's at the next farm we come to. So again, apologies for the noise in the background. It's weird because I kind of tune my ears out sometimes when the birds are going absolutely berserk. MrSealyp's got a bird feeder in the back garden that she fills with fat balls, and it's like the film The Birds. It is insane when they all start going for it, and there's pigeons and sparrows and starlings, and you've never seen so many different birds in your entire life, all going berserk for this bird feeder. And I kind of tune it out, and I was doing some editing the other day of a video, and I had to go back and redo it because I suddenly thought that's all you could hear was this noise in the background. It was absolutely crazy. Anyway, this is the brick factory. Check notes. Yes, this is the brick factory. So various different elements will need to be bought here. We had a look at the productions earlier, so this is the brick factory. It's sand and dirt and tools and machines. Now some of these factories, not all of them have got them. This is one of the first of the sort of major factories that we look at. I love the fact that all the guys that are wandering around are wearing high-vis jackets, which is brilliant. But there's also, like, again, the level of detail on this. You've got forklifts that look like they've been loading or unloading. I'm sure there was one here where there's a forklift and a guy, and was it here? It might be one of the other ones. And there's a guy in the back of the lorry. So dropping off stuff, and there's your production plant management there for the brick factory. Maybe it was another one. And there was one, is it later on we get to the quarries, there's a bulldozer driving around, and you know, like I say, it adds so much to it. So that plot 66 we purchased earlier, don't worry, I had a look there, that fence literally just goes around the corner. Not an animal pasture, so it's now not a cow barn. And I do like the fact that all that stuff that's in the build mode, not all of it is out on the map. Like all of those silo extensions, the ones that go in the fields and stuff like that, like the big plastic bag things, bag sausages, however you refer to them wherever you're from. There's none out. There's a kind of decorative ones, but there's none out for you to use. But it's all there if you want to use it. I did buy this plot off camera as well. This wasn't. I couldn't find anything. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. So this is plot 66. Sleeper wardrobe trigger just there. And then we've got 2 of the large greenhouses. Like I say, these are very different. And they look very, very cool as well. But these do a whole load of stuff. So if we come over to here and we click on our management. So we can do carrots, chili peppers, garlic. And we've got different recipes as well for these. Although it does just say, that says carrot. And that's water seed, pallet and manure. That one's water seed, pallet and solid fertilizer. So 2 recipes for each one. Green beans, lettuce, long grain rice, Napa cabbage, parsnips, peas, potatoes, red beets, soybean, spinach, spring onion, strawberries, sugar beet, wow, sunflower, tomatoes. They do a fair bit of stuff. So there we go. Pretty cool. And then just over the back of that, because you're going to be producing pallets of things, there is a bale and pallet storage, which was one of the things added in by the map maker. Just there, 250 items, bale and pallet storage. So that's plot 66, which can be purchased should you desire. Next we come to the food factory, which was, it did all that stuff in it. It was a cereal factory, oil mill, a whole ton of stuff all rolled into one. We did some extra things as well. I want to say soybean juice. It wasn't soybean juice. That just sounds a bit weird. It was in this way. Maybe this was the one that had the lorry. I just love all this. And I've said this many times before on map tours. It's the difference between a map where it's just been kind of plonked down. It's that thing of, look, here's a factory, wallop, and look, here's a factory with some detail, and then here's a factory with detail, sounds, people, lorries. You know, it's all that stuff. So there's you putting in your manager of the production facility is along here, I think it was. Oh yeah, this is where it's loading up. It's a little thing, but it's all the guys in the high vis, and then you've got the guy there. Look, there's one in the back of the lorry. Like they're having a conversation about loading up. It's a small thing, but it adds so much. Anyway, yeah, love that. I think it's very, very cool. That's our food factory. Now we're going to go across the highway. We will come back to the big roundabout, I think, at the very, well, towards the very end anyway. Because we've got a bit of driving to now. Oh, I've come the wrong way. Will it let me out? It will, okay. I wasn't sure it was going to. Whoops, right. Watch out for traffic. From the left, it's coming this way. We're good. Central reservation. Across there we go. Next up, we have this facility here. This is the, oh, this is FS25. So is it serialist or surrealist? No, it's written serial. Serialist. This is a sell point, another large facility for the selling of products. Weigh scales and stuff on there. Sell point is just there. I just like to have a drive through because this is what I was talking about. The decorative bags. So the extra silos, these are just decorative, but those are the things that were added in, which I think are very cool. Right, let's head back out from here. Big old facility. People wandering. You wait till we get to the vehicle shop later on. The vehicle shop blew my mind. Blew my mind. This is one of those map tours it's going to take. It takes a long time because there's a lot to show you. And I'm going to miss stuff, I know I am. And I don't want to miss stuff because it's cool. Now, I hope it's still doing it, because when I drove out here, I looked over to my right and went, oh, that's cool. And then realised it was off the map. So you see that there? Look. And as I was driving thinking, is that lorry moving? But it's not. The lorry's stationary. But I'm pleased to tell me it's still doing it. Over to the right, yes, it's over in the field. I don't know if you can see. Actually, do I want to drive over there? It's not close enough yet. But this is off the map. But there's that lorry there waiting to be loaded. Just off the map edge, or actually over the brow of the hill, there's a harvester. And the harvester is going backwards and forwards across that field. So even off the map, there's an element of immersion. There's an element of movement, of things happening. It's just off at the moment. But yeah, that was sort of right there when I came and did my prep. Brilliant. It's the only thing I haven't noticed any others around. There might be other things, but that's the only thing I noticed as I was going around. But another nice addition. Now we come to the quarry. So for all the various different things, now this isn't like the quarry on Evergreen Valley and some of the other ones that we've had. I was trying to think, what was it? Black River was another one, was a Zero Oito that had quarries and stuff on. This isn't as bonkers. I mean, it's bonkers, but it's not as bonkers. And again, if you don't want to do any of this stuff, you can buy the products. So if you don't want to run quarries because it's not farming, you don't have to. Don't worry about it. So first up, hang on, did I say cement factory earlier? Oh no, that was brick factory, wasn't it? Yeah. So we did the brick factory. This is the cement factory or cement works, just here. And again, stuff going on. This was the one that I'm sure I drove around and there was a bulldozer. So you got places for dropping off just in there. I did not dream that. Did I dream that? No, I'm sure I didn't. Anyway, this is the facility. I'm starting to doubt myself now, I'm not going to lie. So this is the cement works. Where's that? Oh, there we go. There's the managed cement works just over there. Loads of workers doing their thing. So for the production of cement, that's here. Maybe it's just doing a loop around everywhere. There was definitely a bulldozer. Right, we've got a long drive now. We'll do the drive in, but the drive out will be a bit different. Actually, I won't go right into the bottom, but we'll do the whiz round. I've got to be careful here, because you can get catapulted, there we go, into the shadow realm if you're not careful. Now this is, so we're right the way out here at the moment. So I think once you buy this production here, the limestone production, I assume it's quite expensive. How much is it to buy? I haven't got enough. You get the entire quarry because there's stone and stuff around the edges, so you need to own the land before you can scoop things like that up. Usually it won't normally let you pick stuff up. So yeah, so down the bottom, I just clicked on it, my mind just blanked immediately. Yeah, that's the limestone production. So in the bottom of there, if you go down there, you can buy the limestone production and that will produce your limestone. Again, if we come back to here and go across, you'll see there's our limestone production. Stones, tools, mining equipment, lime out. The cement factory was just there. That was dirt, lime, pallet, tools, mining equipment, cement bags. But again, what's cool about this, if you don't want to, because we've had maps before by Zero Oito where you've had to actually run the mines, and you had to bring tools and mining equipment and stuff to the mining facility. The mining facility then it was mining things like quartz and sand, and there was so much stuff coming out, and each one had something that was more prevalent than the others. It was, you know, it was quite, you know, awesomely done. So we won't go down into the bottom of there, because what we'll do is we're going to swing around this next turning here. So that takes you down there to the limestone facility. But if we come around the outside here, we come to the, whoa, careful, watch for bumps. We come to these facilities. Whoa. So we have got dirt, sand and stones. Now these are just coming out of the ground. So these are like the stone quarries, dredgers. There it is. I'm telling you, I told you there was one going around. That obviously just does a loop round, and I just obviously caught it when it was up at the top. But that's doing a loop round the bottom. I might have to redo my thumbnail. I'm trying to work out a better thumbnail. But it's always a difficult thing when you're doing map tours and stuff, because what I look and think, that is absolutely awesome, and people go, oh, I don't like quarries, and they don't want to watch the map tour. You have to be careful how you do it, so whatever you put, you've got to be careful. So we've got dirt, we've got sand, and we've got stones. So as you can see, these are falling out constantly. So you can come over here, you can collect these, you can collect whatever's here. However, if what's in that pile isn't enough, each one of these has got this little marker on it as well. So you can bring something, I tried it with one of the little mini lorries off the Hutampan time map. Drive into here, it says start filling, and then you can get your dirt, sand, stone, but it charges you for it. So it depends. If you want it free, you can wait till there's enough piled up and just come and collect it. If you've got that and it's not enough to run whatever you're running, look at the ground deformation. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, if that's not enough, there goes one there, that's for the sand, and then further along we've got our stones, and there's a bit more stone there all around the ground as well. So if you buy the quarry, you have got some stone you can pick up anyway, but then the stone part of it is just over there. Again, with one of those markers, so you can go and buy stone if you don't want to have to wait for a pile to build up. So that is that there. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to drive back around the quarry, back out, and I'll see you as we're driving down this way towards this facility. So out from the quarry, heading south. I just realised, hang on, I didn't write this on my notes. I didn't. This is the sugar mill. I'm thinking, hang on a minute, next thing on my notes says grain warehouse. This isn't the grain warehouse, no, this is the sugar mill. Big old facility. Just come right there on the back on this. And this I was going to mention as well, on some of the roads, these big old potholes everywhere. You have to be really careful. There's a couple there if you're absolutely hooning along the road. I tell you what would be pretty cool as well, to have a map where you've got something like that. Maybe on your farm you've got like a rutted track, and you have to bring some materials to it to repair the ruts on, you know. It's the sort of thing that off season, when planting's done or harvest is done, and farmers are working on vehicle maintenance and stuff like that, they start doing fence repair, and it might be you've decided there's a farm track or a gateway entrance that's got particularly boggy or muddy, that you have as a construction thing. You come along and you have to, you know, whatever you need to bring to it. You know, it might just be stones because that's a base game material. It doesn't have to be dirt and sand and cement. But we have got the cement works, so you could bring cement bags and stones, and it fills it in, fixes it. Something like that would be very, very cool. Anyway, another big old facility, plenty of workers knocking about. But this is your sugar mill. It's actually perfect now as we went past all the machinery was going. The sawing and drilling was going next door. Actually sounded like part of the production, was pretty cool. Anyway, we'll leave here. We're nearly there, don't worry. There's so much detail, so much detail. So, sugar mill. You can see all the sugarcane fields around us. It's not a crop I've done a lot. And that's why I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, you know what? It would be pretty cool, because then you get to use equipment and machinery you don't normally use. We get to do some things that we haven't done before. I just want to see those bridges built. I want to see how that works. Look at that, look, lorry without the back on it. So much detail. And again, I say watch out for these potholes, because some of them, they're pretty big. Now, are you ready for this? Because this, again, this blew my mind. So we're going to come to the big old roundabout. Oh, we're going to do the roundabout first? No, we'll do this first. So this is the grain warehouse. This is a sell point. But again, loads of detail. Are you getting that feeling now, that impression? There's loads of detail? There is. I like as well that the fact that the sugar, I mean, if we come back down to it again, I know I'm keep going back to the same stuff, but if we come down to the sugar mill, the fact you can run that like an ethanol plant, I just think that's a cool feature. It's nice to have. I know we have methane stuff and things here and there. Vehicles and stuff waiting to go in it. They've even got grains and stuff in the back. So this is the sell point here. This is your grain warehouse sell point. Come around the back and we'll come back out. And then we go. Next door is the vehicle shop, which is also the reset point. There's a workshop, vehicle shop and workshop. Enunciate. And then, but what's very cool about this, again, it's just all of the detail that's gone into it. It's not just, here's a vehicle shop, there you go. It's a case dealer. Nice. Like that. This doesn't open until 7 AM. The gates will be shut, but 7 AM this opens. There's a forklift truck over there, which is available for use, should you choose to use it. But look, so we've got a case dealer. Very nice. That's awesome. And then you start noticing some of the details. So when you come in here, you come in there. It's interesting because the guy that was in the other day had a case hoodie on and stuff, which is cool. But anyway, that's your vehicle shop trigger. If you come out here, look, everyone, they're all encased. They're all encased gear. They're all, and look here. Oh, there was a woman yesterday. When you got your actual workshop trigger and you've got your bays, you've actually got the guys here ready to work on your vehicle. There's even a guy up on the gantry there, ready to work on the harvester, the top of the harvester. It's the sound effects, the lorry stuff being delivered. Again, I know there's people just walking backwards and forwards, but to have taken the time to make sure they're wearing case gear, look. Look. He's checking inventory, you know, because that's what you need to do. There's some guys in here sorting some stuff out. You can't go into this part of the building. This is the parts department, I guess. So the guys come in from the workshop. We need some bits and bobs, and this is the reset point on the map. I mean, come on, is that just not? Loving it, loving it. So, the roundabout. Brilliant statue, ornaments, artwork, however you want to refer to it. Again, look at the roads, the detail with the tarmac, repairs, bits and bobs here and there. It's next level, people, it's next level. So, next up we have got the gas station. And again, when the traffic comes along here, the traffic indicates it's some of it, not all of it, turns off, comes into here, stops, gets fuel, drives out again, goes out the other side. Some great details. So there you go, that's your gas station. But behind the gas station there's another workshop. This is not a case dealer, this is a workshop and tyre fitters. Obviously we can't do tyre fitting again, excuse me. But look at this, and it's down on the thing as workshop and tyre fitters. They're just there behind the garage helping people out. On a long drive you get a blowout, pull in. I just want to check something because I'm not sure. Is this one of the ones that was modded that you can go into? Oh, maybe not. Could be the decorative one. So I know there was a pack, was it by Zero Oito, and you had one that you could place and you would earn money from it. Oh, that was the thing I want to point out. Just here, sorry. Ethanol sale. So if you are producing ethanol, this is where you bring it to sell. And next door to that, small farmer's kiosk, little independent trader. Look, and again, look at the detail on that. They've pulled up with a little trailer, they've even put the wheels on there to sell their produce, because people are coming out there and thinking, you know what I need on my way home? I need to pick up some spring onions, whatever it might be. So that's that. Then we come from there and we come to the warehouse. Now we've already seen some palleted places already, so this is the warehouse and warehouse sell point. But again, not a standard. I think the standard one's blue, but again, equipment, machinery, lorries, people in high vises. You can always sell it's an official place of business when there's people in high vises. Proper work is happening when people are wearing high vises. There you go. And there's your warehouse trigger just there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the map. We come back to here. So we started and did all that. We did all around. Where did we get to last time? We were here at the farm. Came out and went up there. That little crossing that's over here somewhere that takes you over to that bit. Out there to the brick factory, plot 66, that one there that my mind's gone blank. Food factory. Food factory, the cereal list, the stuff that was happening in the field there, all the various different quarry items there, limestone, cement works and stuff, down to the sugar mill, out there, workshop, grain sale point, grain warehouse, gas station, and out there to the warehouse. And like I say, I bought these plots off camera. This one I didn't find a cow pasture, but that's not to say there isn't one. But that is BR163 MS Brazil by Zero Oito. I personally think an absolute triumph of a map. What incredible detail, time, attention, everything. I absolutely love it. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, enjoy the rest of your day. And thanks for watching.